Yo, what's good with the YouTube? Welcome back to A1 Hoop Zone. Back at y'all with another one, man. But before we jump into this, make sure you hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're new. Hit me with a comment, man, if you win some of these predictions. That'll let me know I'm doing something right, and I'm going to continue to put separation in that win-loss column on that prediction record. But nonetheless, this is part 5 of the NBA Quick Hits. We got 11 games total today, so we're doing 2 videos. Again, this is part 5. Look out for part 6. That'll be coming up next. But nonetheless, let's dive right off into this thing, man. We got the Los Angeles Clippers sitting at 14-11 versus the 5-20 Orlando Magic. Right off the bat with this one, man. Clippers again looking to right the ship and get healthy. Kawhi came back, so you got to see him out on the court. Always a good thing when you get to see him out there. I do enjoy watching Kawhi play on both ends of the court. It's just been a rarity this season for the last few seasons, unfortunately, due to injuries, nagging injuries, and we all know if he's not 100%, he's definitely not going to get out there and put his body at risk of any further injury or anything of that nature, man. So. For this particular pick, man, this is one of those games where it could be a trap game. This Orlando team at home has definitely been one of those tough teams to get up out of there when it comes time to it. They play above play above their heads as well. I think a lot of teams go in and overlooking this team, but nonetheless, they end up paying the ultimate price by walking out of there with an L. So with this one being said, man, no slight, no disrespect to the Orlando Magic, but I'm gonna go ahead and rock out with the Clippers to win this one, man. Again, I feel like this team is deeper. Obviously, with Kawhi being back, they play a little bit more confident, I would say, and then also the possibility of Kawhi or Paul George returning as well. So you have that. There's another element to go into the game as well, man. Next up after that, my Los Angeles Lakers sitting at 10-13 versus the 12-12 Toronto Raptors. I would get to say fall note of it is that obviously AD exited the game yesterday with flu-like symptoms, so we'll have to wait and see what his status is for today. It looks like he is listed as questionable, potentially out. So, or actually, LeBron and AD has been ruled out versus this Raptors team. Again, heart-wise, man, I'm rocking my Los Angeles Lakers, but betting-wise, for those out there that's put money on it, definitely go with the Toronto Raptors. But again, my official prediction, I'm rocking with my team. I'm staying with them, win, lose, or draw. So I'm gonna go with the Lakers to win this one. But if you're putting money on it, definitely pick the Toronto Raptors. Due to the fact that AD and Bron is out playing against a tough Toronto Raptors team, it's going to be very hard for them to go in there and steal a win or get a win off that team, man. But nonetheless, next up after that, we got the 7-17 Charlotte Hornets visiting the 13-12 Brooklyn Nets. Again, Hornets are one of those teams, man, where any given night they can beat any of these teams just because they have the roster that's very athletic, very in shape, so they're very able to they're very diverse with their attack, whether they can go half court or speed up and go up tempo. Either one, they've found success in. Obviously, the Brooklyn Nets welcoming obviously Kawhi back, or not Kawhi, Kyrie back, and then obviously they got KD as well. Ben Simmons is the one with the asterisk now. We don't know if he's going to be playing or not. I'm looking at here, listing as questionable. I'm pretty sure they're probably going to upgrade it and list him as out. But nonetheless, who we predicted for this one, man? I'm going to rock out the Brooklyn Nets on this one. I feel KD and Kyrie are going to look to get some give back against this team and want to go ahead and put them out, when they can. Next up after that, we got the Atlanta Hawks versus the Knicks. Hawks sitting at 13-11, Knicks sitting at 11-13. Man, again, this is one of those games where it could be a trap game. This Knicks team has definitely revamped itself, and they're playing hard and dedicated. When they're playing at MSG, a lot of people, are showing up in droves, man, and they're cheering this team on because they understand that they have a shot at potentially making the playoffs and making some noise at that. This Atlanta Hawks team, they've been dealing with some little issues there when it comes to Trae Young having his differences with the coach and things of that nature. So there's a little friction there. And then obviously Murray is still doing his thing as well. But who do we have as far as a prediction for this one, man? I'm going to rock out with the Atlanta Hawks. It seems like every time a superstar goes into MSG, man, they tend to put on the show and walk out of there with the dub on top of it. So I'm going to rock out with the Atlanta Hawks to win this one, man. And then last up, we're going to go ahead and go with the we got the 11-13 Washington Wizards visiting the 9-14 Bulls. Again, this is a game we could be seeing an Eastern Conference playoff preview. We could be seeing, so this could be one of those games, man, where you're getting a small dose as far as like what's going to happen. Like as far as strategies and this team matching up, just because Porzingis, Bradley Beal, Kuzma definitely matches up extremely well, and also has the flip side of that again going against the Bulls, who has Vucevic, Zach LaVine, and DeMar DeRozan. So each team has their pros and cons to it, as far as like what they can do or what upsides to it. So we'll have to wait and see, who can implement their skill, who can implement their strategy the most and take advantage of the mismatches and things of that nature. But on the flip side of that, man, we got some injuries in this game. You know what I mean? We got some injuries on both ends. Bradley Beal, his injury status is listed as questionable for this game, and hopefully they don't rule him as out. But we'll have to wait and see in regards to that, man. I know Alex Caruso, Javonte Green are listed as out for this game, so that's definitely a huge blow to them having them out. Or actually, I think they have them as questionable. Alex Caruso is questionable with his right ankle injury, and Javonte Green is listed as doubtful for this game. So we'll have to wait and see, man. Again, it's going to be a tough, hard-fought game. It's not going to be easy for either team. They're going to go in here and lay it all on the line, and we'll have to see what happens with that. But again, I'm trying to give a quick update here and see, as far as for Bradley Beal, what they're going to list him as for this one. So give me 1 second here. I can give you that, whether or not if he's going to be doubtful, probable, or possibly out. It's because I know when I looked at it earlier, it's at questionable. And I know that those statuses are due to change, pretty much game time decisions, or they can change, by the hour. So let's take a look and see, man, what we got for him on here, if we can get a quick update from his, man. The Wizards definitely, they tend to err on the side of caution. Obviously, with your superstar, that's what you definitely want to do in the case of Bradley Beal. So we're going to rock with him as right now they have as questionable. Most likely, I would assume that he's going to be out just to take precautions and play it safe. But that's all I got for y'all, man. I appreciate you coming through. Make sure you hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're new. Also, again, this is a quick recap on these predictions, man. I got the excuse me, I got the Clippers beating the Magic, Lakers beating the Raptors. Again, if you're putting money on that, definitely pick the Raptors because LeBron and AD are out. Hornets versus the Nets, I have the Nets winning that. Hawks versus the Knicks, I have the Hawks winning that. And for the Wizards and the Bulls, man, this is a tough one, but I am going to rock out with the Chicago Bulls on this one. I'm going to go to Chicago Bulls and win this one, man. No better game, but I feel like the Bulls are going to pull it out. But that's all I got for y'all, man. I appreciate you stopping through. Make sure you hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're new. Leave a comment in the comment section. I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of y'all. If you wish to support the channel, that information is flowing at the bottom of the screen. It's also in the description of the video. Again, I appreciate you stopping through, and I'll catch you on another one, man.